That's not how parrots work either.
Break. Forced to claw
It looks like someone was studying them.
through the earth like bullets.
Ew! Oh my god! Is she okay?
You are no different.
This is what I wish I had on the flight, because Norris Airlines kind of lets you fend for yourself, and it was the worst. In-flight snack.
No.
That I wish I had. That's so good though. They're just bored. Show them Coco Melon. If you show them Coco Melon, they'll probably go away. That's gonna fall eventually. I know it is. And hopefully I'll be zoomed in. I'm gonna put it over. Oh shit! Oh my god! It just dropped everything and. My wife and I just got back. Let me take a sip of my Diet Pepsi. The sound of happiness. I'm so grateful for the Diet Pepsi because they don't have that in Italy at all. They have Coke Zero. They don't have Pepsi products as far as I can tell. I would have been happy for some Diet Coke, honestly. They call it Coca-Cola Light, and there were a couple times where I saw the logo and I was like, oh, I'm gonna find the only place with Coca-Cola Light in Italy. And I didn't. I didn't at all. So I went out into the living room to see what was the weirdest thing that we bought in Italy. It's a little model of Monteriggioni, which is the town that Ezio is from. You know, Assassin's Creed. See? So, you know, also. Molto bene. We did bring him to Monteriggioni, obviously. So you can look forward to that. But this is a prequel to the Italy video that I'm working on because I had too many thoughts about this movie in particular. And this segment of the video was getting, frankly, too long on its own. I had too many things to say about it. So I spun it off into its own video to give myself a little bit more time to edit the Italy video. And also because I need to talk about this with somebody, even if it's just to the void and to the camera, to you guys. The 163 of you as of recording this video right now. So it's been 2 weeks and I forgot what a camera was. So, which is ironic considering that I've been filming most of the time that we were in Italy, but it's a different kind of filming. I didn't have to read because I am reading. I don't memorize them, the scripts. So around 2 weeks ago, probably closer to 3 at this point, my wife and I boarded a flight that we were going to have to endure for the next 12 hours. Why were we subjecting ourselves to the existential torture of a 12-hour transcontinental transatlantic flight? Because it was our honeymoon.
Okay, you ready?
There's no other reason I would do that to myself or to her, but it was the cheapest way to get our mortal bodies to Italy. Enter budget Norwegian carrier, Norse Airways. I've flown on a lot of domestic airlines, and so far, what I've learned is a plane is a plane is a plane is a plane. The difference mostly seems to be on whether or not you get to choose your seat and how much is baked into the total price of the ticket and how much of it is hidden behind add-ons that you end up having to buy anyway. Oh, and I guess it's also whether or not your plane is shitty or just kind of shitty. And if you splurge, maybe you'll even get a plane that's halfway decent. And that's where Norse lands. It's not bad, but it really is the barest of minimums. If European airlines tend to be better than American ones, I can confidently say that this one wasn't. But round-trip tickets from LAX to FCO were only like $800 per person, so I'd do it again, probably. That being said, it was a pretty nice plane. And I've been on some shitty planes, you guys. And this would become a recurring theme on the trip, where Europeans refuse to compromise on quality, they may sacrifice on the little American conveniences. Maybe it's on me, but I fully expected to at least be allowed to purchase Wi-Fi while on board my flight. But no, which was unfortunate because that was how I planned to not only upload my entire back catalog of shorts for the whole 2-week vacation, that was also how I planned to finish my download of Assassin's Creed on my Switch. And with nothing else at my disposal, I was too busy getting the last 2 videos out to prepare much of anything for the flight. I was at the complete mercy of the Norse Airways in-flight entertainment catalog, it's an extensive catalog featuring a diverse and engaging selection with picks such as the first Harry Potter, the last 2 Harry Potters, the last Hobbit, not the first one, exactly 4 episodes of Friends. My wife counted. She said, it's not even one of the good seasons. It was season 4, episodes 1 through 4, when they're at the beach house. I've never seen Friends. I think the most I've seen of Friends was on a treadmill that was in front of me, next to me and in front of me at the gym. And I don't know what episode it was. I really don't. A Christmas Story. It was April. The Meg 2. The Joker, Problemista, which I don't know what this movie is, but I kept mistaking it for Pete Wentz when I was scrolling through the list over and over and over again. Like when you check the fridge for a snack you know isn't there. She just really, really wanted to be. Smallfoot, Zendaya is Michi, and LeBron James is Kawongi. I can't. Tenet and The Watchers. So number 1, that's not the full catalog, but you know how altitude changes your taste buds? Like the same thing that makes ginger ale sound like a good idea? I have a theory. Okay. A game theory. I have this theory that your taste in movies changes at altitude too, because there are some really solid picks on this list. Like this list has some of my all-time favorites. Inception, Prestige, 1992 Batman. But that doesn't mean I want to be watching these at 20,000 feet. The oxygen may not be thinner, but it is definitely worse somehow. Like, there are movies, and then there are plane movies. And sometimes you get a little bit of crossover. I wish that they had had the director's cut of Lord of the Rings, but that would have made the plane ride feel too short, actually. The unabridged length of those 3 movies together is longer than our flight was. 12 hours is a long fucking time. That's like 6 movies back to back to back to back to back to back. I don't want to sit through 6 movies back to back to back to back to back to back to back ever. You get paid overtime if you're at work that long. That's how long 12 hours is. So I guess the lesson that I actually learned was next time I'm booking a flight with a layover. Instead, with Assassin's Creed not downloaded, my brain compressed and pressurized like a tin can, the low whir of engines and children crying in the background, when only God knew what time it was, I watched The Watchers.
Oh shit, here we go again.
I think I've adequately recreated the circumstances and look that I had while I was on the plane watching this movie. So without further ado, I'm going to actually sit here and watch The Watchers again, just like I did on the plane. And so I have my neck pillow, my comfy jacket, my plane shirt.
Wow.
I did pay money for this and to go. So you got me on that one, Curtis. The Watchers is a 2024 movie that was directed by Ishana Night Shyamalan. Yes, that Night Shyamalan. Which, yeah, it does kind of turn this video into me shitting on a Nepo baby's equivalent of a self-published novel, but her dad did make her walk the walk before letting her run the run? What was that again? Ishana was the second unit director on both Old, The Beach That Makes You Old, and 2019's Knock at the Cabin. You know, the gay Dave Bautista movie. A movie that I have an embarrassingly large amount of thoughts about. So if you want to check out that review, you actually can right here. No, you actually can't. I haven't been a YouTuber that long. But if you guys promise to watch it, maybe I can work up my... Fuck. Zach, you texted me in the middle of my take. Fuck you. I'm leaving that in the cut. It'll tell me whether or not he actually watches my YouTube videos. So, but if you guys promise to watch it, maybe I can work myself up into watching Ron Weasley, quote, put a bag over his head, go crazy, and die. Which is a direct quote from my wife. I feel like I'm personally victimized by M. Night Shyamalan constantly because every time I have strong feelings about a movie, I find out later that it was him. I went in relatively blind to Knock at the Cabin, and the reveal of his name at the end, for me, was exactly the same as how I think people feel immediately after they've been scammed. Like I'd been had. Like M. Night had gotten one over on me again. Because Devil, 2006? Almost launched this channel like a decade or two early, and if you've ever been around me with any alcohol, I've probably told you exactly how I think the visit should have ended. She should have sold them. That should have been the twist. But the old people are just escaped psych ward patients. Anyway, I'm getting off track. This movie, The Watchers, is about fairies. It stars Dakota Fanning, and it isn't her best work. Her acting is fine, I guess.
So what's your story? What are you running from?
So what's your story? What are you running from? That's Dakota, that's not... My brother-in-law's name is Dakota. It's just weird to call her Dakota. Her name is Dakota Fanning. One word, Dakota Fanning. What movie am I watching? The Watchers. She plays both the main character, Mina, and her twin sister, which is something I didn't catch until 2/3 of the way through the movie. This is her twin sister, by the way. This is how she's decided to talk to her twin sister. Hey, Lucy, it's Mina. Remember me?
Listen, Means, I know you hate it when I lecture you, but I'm really worried about you. I mean, it's been 15
And this is supposed to be
At some point, you just
the other twin sister. Dakota plays both of them. And she didn't. Mina is an artist who's been tasked with taking this parrot across Ireland to another pet shop? I actually don't remember at all. The bird doesn't show up again for a while, but we do get this amazing scene of her exposition dumping on the parrot as if it matters for the one day in the car she's going to spend with it.
My mom died 15 years ago today. Did he tell you that?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I'm going out tonight. Try not to die.
I'm going out. Try not to die.
That's not how I talk to my pets. And that one day happens to be her dead mom's birthday. Or maybe the anniversary of her death? Same thing, or vibe, anyway. Then she goes out to a bar in a scene that doesn't matter later, even a little bit. Genuinely don't know why it's here.
You're not from here?
Was it that obvious?
An American girl in Galway's hard to miss. What's your name?
An American girl in Galway's hard to miss.
Yours?
I think he's actually Irish though, so I'm just
What
being
do you
rude.
do, Caroline?
I'm a dancer.
I am a dancer, that is to say, a conduit.
Caroline, a ballerina.
Carolina ballerina. She says some meaningless bullshit about identity and how she just wears wigs sometimes and...
Don't look at me like that. It's just something I do sometimes. You wouldn't like me.
It's just something I do sometimes.
You wouldn't like me if you knew the real me.
You wouldn't like me if you knew the real me. Once her and Darwin, that's the bird's name, are loaded up in the car, they quickly encounter trouble and are trapped in The forest that kills you at night. The forest that kills you at night. Luckily, she's quickly rescued by the humans who live in the forest that kills you at night. The humans who live in the forest that kills you at night.
I don't mean to scare you, but we haven't much time. It's not wise to keep them waiting.
They have a safe house called the Coop.
Where did she...
We call it the Coop.
And as long as you stay here after sundown, you'll be safe. I've played this video game before. Left 4 Dead? Don't Starve? The Forest? Old wizened woman, played by... Fuck, I didn't put her name in the script. Hang on. Oh, my phone's the teleprompter. Oh no, the name is French. Olwen Foyer. I'm so sorry, Olwen. As Madeline leads Mina to the Coop, where Mina meets the rest of the cast.
The girl is Kira and the boy is Daniel. We're just like you. Lost.
Woman, who's stranded here with husband, who's been missing for 6 days. In the forest that kills you at night. The forest that kills you at night. And shady guy, who's not shady, just stupid and easily manipulated. It's good for plot reasons. Just after being introduced to her nightmarish escape room / scenic Airbnb, Mina is informed that all they want to do is watch.
Not to worry. We'll stand together. Just stay very still. Everything's gonna be alright.
Places, everyone?
I don't understand. Is someone coming here?
We call them the Watchers.
You see, as long as you let them watch, follow the rules, and be yourself, life in the Coop is fairly peaceful and predictable, so long as you never break the rules, Mina.
Not turn your back to the mirror.
That's weird.
Do not open the door after dark. Do not go near the burrows. Always stay in the light. It's important to remember that we are in their territory. The Watchers allow us to live because we follow their rules.
Oh, and there's still a bird there the whole time, by the way.
Try not to die.
This might be a good time to point out that the director of this movie, Ishana Night Shyamalan, was the second unit director of 2 of her father's movies, Old and Knock at the Cabin. Second unit directors direct, well, the second unit, which means they're out there filming all of the stuff the main director is too lazy to do, usually. Some directors don't use them at all, but broadly speaking, the second unit can include things such as stunts, special effects shots, extras, B-roll, pickups, and retakes. And I think that, combined with the really killer score, I'm sorry. It's Polish and I'm scared of it. Abel Korzeniowski. With the killer score by Abel Korzeniowski. How was that, fuckers? The only other credit I recognize him from is The Nun. I think that's what made the movie so watchable on the plane. That and the fact that I had literally nothing else to do. The screen was 6 inches from my face and was the most interesting thing in my field of vision at all times. But some of these shots, they're pretty. They're spooky. They're atmospheric. They have strong light and shadow, so they show up on the back of a plane headrest. It's like jangling keys in front of a baby. It's film major Coco Melon. They're just bored. Show them Coco Melon. If you show them Coco Melon, they'll probably go away. So every time I got bored with the story, or the pacing, or the dialogue, or the plot, or the bad acting. What peace talks? With England? Do you think Margaret Thatcher used girl power when she funded paramilitary death squads in Northern Ireland?
Do you think Margaret Thatcher had girl power?
Yes, of course.
Do you think she effectively utilized girl power by funneling money to illegal paramilitary death squads in Northern Ireland?
I don't know about that.
I kept getting drawn back in with shots like these. And it's literally just when I'm losing interest that they pull me back in with a really fucking cool score. It's so good though. Are those bagpipes in there? Or am I hallucinating? Did I mention the movie was about fairies?
Fairy godparents!
Because fairies hate being stolen from.
You got it? Got it!
It's like a video game. She got the bike so she could unlock the faster movement so she could get out of the woods. They really hate that.
Nina?
John, just wait 1 second.
Tell me what you did. Tell me where you went.
I went down into a burrow.
My God.
She wasn't alone. I helped her.
And we're in Ireland, and I think we already brought up the word fairy.
I told you I'd never lie to you. And I haven't, not really. But there are some truths that I had hoped to protect you from.
Probably didn't. I think that might have been the twist. I'm so sorry, you guys. Spoilers! I was too aware. Folklore.
What was it? What did you see?
I saw myself.
Ew.
Not a perfect replica. Everything was sort of off. And it was longer, leaner. The Watchers are a very ancient species. The things of legend and lore. They go by many names. Changelings. The winged people. Fairies.
Fairies.
Yes. This is why they watch us.
As if there are powerful magical beings that love being stolen from. Famously, dragons love being stolen from. Maybe it's dragons in the cave? We're not going to be that lucky. Anyway, after stealing a bike and a conveniently working TV and camcorder, which they managed to somehow plug a digital camcorder into a CRT TV and get live feed to it like it's a baby monitor.
We'll be able to see the Watchers.
Which, unless the fairies also stocked the bunker with 15 different AV adapters, 3 signal converters, and an honest-to-God fire wire, there's no way they're getting that fucking signal. We also find out at this point how long Kira and her dead husband have been trapped here.
Kira, how long have you been here? I don't know.
How long have you been?
It's hard to keep track of the days.
17.
But not long. John and I were the last to arrive. Before you, that is. So if I had to guess, I'd say nearly 5 months.
So that was around what I expected, though. Like, that wasn't that shocking. I feel like it should have been longer for it to be shocking. It should have been, like, 2 years.
Mina, you should know. There are a few rules.
5 months was like, oh, that's kind of what I thought you would say. They were the last to arrive before Mina. That's not that bad, honestly. I wouldn't mind leaving for 5 or 6 months.
Daniel! What are you doing? The boy has lost his mind. Untie me, Daniel.
Our rules now.
Okay, maybe not here, though. But 6 months is just long enough for me to think, okay, you just haven't figured it out yet. I'm the main character, and I'm gonna have to figure it all out. 6 months, though, means you guys are still physically able, and that's good. I can work with this. I can work with this. You're not broken yet. And anything under 4 months, and I'm questioning whether you're trapped here at all, honestly. 2 to 3 years is what she should have said. That's more than 1 year, but you started to lose count. Now I can't even trust if it's only been 3. It could be 5, 10. But the fact that you don't know does not bode well. Plus, once the sanity is gone, that's when you know you're not getting out.
Help me.
John, come back! Let my husband go!
That's why I really love Georgina Campbell's performance here. She really made me believe that her character knows better, but she's lost the will to know better.
Wait.
John? Is that you?
Unless we go with the belief that movies and TV with clones and body snatchers and doppelgangers don't exist in this universe, I need to believe that Kira has truthfully lost it. Not that she's insane or crazy, but simply lost the will to think anything deeper beyond, God, I want that to be John.
You need to let me inside.
John, I'm opening the door.
You do not open the door after sunset, no matter what. That is the rule.
Rules don't matter anymore. My husband is outside.
Please.
The Watchers are playing with us, baiting us. This is a trick.
No, I know my husband's voice. It's him.
And God, does Georgina make me believe it.
Shut up. Everyone just shut up. My husband is outside, and I'm opening the door.
Stop. Wait.
She was in Black Mirror. Not that one. I checked. I checked. There's grief and denial and pain and longing and a performance that's way too good for the rest of this movie.
John? I'm so sorry, honey. What book am I reading? John?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. You do, baby. We bought it at that beautiful bookshop in Dublin. You knew I'd love it. You told me it reminded you of me.
But it did get me to stick around just long enough for them to officially reveal that it's fairies.
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 And for them to start to turn on each other. Daniel ends up locking both Mina and Madeline outside after the sun sets in the forest that kills you at night. The forest that kills you at night. Having been manipulated by both women earlier in the film.
I went down into a burrow.
My God.
She wasn't alone. I helped her.
Daniel acts on impulse. You knew he would follow you. You used him.
You don't know me.
I see you, Mina. You are angry and you are selfish. You behave like a child.
I'm not supposed to be here. And I'm not staying here. Do you get that?
While the girls are trapped outside, we finally get a good look at the, fairies? Trees? Are they trees? It was hard to see both on the airplane and on my shitty fake airplane iPad setup because this time I had stage lights shining in my eyes.
What do you see?
Nothing yet.
What did you see? Fucking nothing, because the screen is black and has fingerprints on it and no one peeled off the plastic part, or it's already peeling off because it's the seat back. Because there's no Wi-Fi on Norse flights. They have it, but not for you. They have it so they can charge your card for the $4 snack. But I did it for you. I did it for you. Trying to watch a movie like this, you know what I mean? Anyway, Daniel has a change of heart because Mina confesses her trauma.
Our mom died when we were young. I've never told anyone, but it was my fault.
What?
I don't think I'm a good person, Daniel. But you are.
What does that have to do with opening the door?
You don't know what a thing like this will do to you. It'll haunt you for the rest of your life. Please, Danny. I don't want to die.
Please. That was the worst speech to try and convince him to let you, like, he's a good person. I think I would have kept the door closed after that. I would have been ready to let her in. And then it's like, you give it. I thought she was going to slap him across the face.
I should have killed you months ago.
Come on, leave him alone.
Oh my God.
They're coming.
Broken too many rules. In front of the mirror now, everybody. I told you I'd never lie to you, and I haven't.
Okay, Abe Lincoln. About feeling responsible for the death of her mom in the funniest way possible. This is unedited.
Mina, please roll your window up. My hair will get all messy. I don't understand why you can't just follow the rules.
Are you trying to make me upset? I asked you once.
Are you trying to make me upset? I asked you once.
You drive me crazy. Do you know that?
You drive me crazy. Do you know that?
Enough!
I hate you! I hate you! I hate you!
What are you doing? Are you insane?
What's going on?
And she tells Daniel that he shouldn't have to live with blood on his hands because, unlike her, you're a good person, Daniel.
I don't think I'm a good person, Daniel. But you are.
So Daniel lets them back in. But not before the fairies realize. They realize something is up. And they turn their attention to destroying the coop. The mystery gang find a secret underground compartment they didn't know existed. I've played this video game before. Also, how did they not realize this was here the entire time? It's because this texture wasn't replaced with the interactable object until they went through that last cutscene. I've played this video game before. They do take the bird, though.
Hand me my bird.
They didn't fuck that up.
Try not to die.
Please ignore my cat. It's not food time yet. He has an hour and a half before food time. He's just talking because I'm talking. He's 17. Ozzy, I'm right here. Inside the expansive hidden bunker is enough food to last them whatever Daniel says in the clip. So what it says in my script is, whatever the character says, clip it.
Look at all this food. We can live like this for years.
So maybe I would stay here. And just like every video game ever, Fallout 4, BioShock. This looks like the set in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, not going to lie even a little bit. It also looks like the Thieves Guild in Riften. There's a series of tapes by the professor waiting for them and explains to them everything about the coop.
Today marks the beginning of my greatest, most singular achievement. My impenetrable fortress here in the center of their habitat. I call it Wonderland. They come and see me every night.
He studied them, built a fortress called Wonderland in the middle of their habitat. He became obsessed with them, which does in fact confirm that we're talking about body snatchers.
They're mastering me. At first they made sizable mistakes. They got the proportions of my eyes wrong. They miscounted the number of my fingers. But the Watchers are fast learners now. I think I might have to treat the class.
Because they didn't confirm that until now. Oh, also he sacrificed 13 people a day to build the compound and left them to eat dinner outside? What?
The machines wouldn't work until I had a generator. So I had to rely on manual labor. 13 a day. No more, no less. That was the rule. Men from neighboring towns and villages, men with no money, no family. At the end of each day, I urged them to eat supper outside as I quietly slipped into the bunker, sealed the hatch.
He just casually confesses to murder? What the fuck? Was he just pulling guys from the local Home Depot and... Where did he get them? He killed 13 people a day? And like every good mad scientist who's obsessed with a fantasy creature that's too dangerous and is gonna get him killed and is an assault to all mankind and could end the world if that thing got out.
Spared no expense.
He caught one and he got attached.
You and I are going to be great friends.
Oh no.
My God, you're magnificent.
Me to the squirrels in my backyard.
What do they call you?
Me to the squirrel that I imprisoned in my backyard.
Imagine if you could access all that perverted power. The power of duplication. Imagine what one could do. One could even cheat death.
Cheat death, what does he mean?
He's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it means he's crazy. But just like Grizzly Man, the professor flew too close to the apex predator and urges the people who find this tape. If you find this, I'm already dead.
If you found your way here, go to my office at the university and destroy everything you find. Some things are meant to be left in the past.
To go to his college office and destroy all the evidence. There's a boat at these coordinates ready for your escape. Your mission, should you choose to accept it,
As for me, there is someone I should go and see.
I have to go see a man about a horse. After a good night's rest and a suspicious amount of screen time for Daniel, the gang is off once again, and this time for good. Following the professor's instructions, they follow the birds out of the forest. You know, the birds that have been flying over constantly. More often than we get shots of Darwin. They also released Darwin to show them the way, but he flies way ahead, and I'm not entirely sure why they didn't just cut the bird entirely in favor of this flock. It would have been less confusing. In the end, they do make it to the boat, but not without Daniel succumbing to the fairies.
Daniel! Get in the boat!
Probably because he died in the book, I'm guessing. Anyway, back at the College of Whatever, Mina enters the professor's office posing as his bereaved niece, here to collect his belongings.
They say he really believed it all.
He did. There he is. Old Uncle Rory.
I'll be outside if you need anything.
How long has this guy been dead? I thought it was years. Did they just leave his office intact for years? Who has room for that much office space? This is a huge office. I'm getting off track. Mina puts together the pieces we already knew were coming. That humans and fairies once peacefully coexisted, intermingled, married, boned.
Life with the fairies was a golden era in the age of man. They lived among us as guardians, friends, even mates.
Even mates.
Children.
And halflings, fairies that can walk in the daylight, are half human but still retain their changeling abilities. And what was the professor's dead wife's name?
And I found these.
I don't understand. That's
Madeline! Hey, if you're enjoying the video, consider subscribing as it really helps me out, and as a growing YouTuber, I could really use the support. I'm at 163 subscribers right now, and I have to reach 2,000 in order to get monetized, which, long story short, I was a game designer on an unnamed AAA franchise. I was a victim of the 2024 gaming layoffs. So I've been out of a job for over 6 months at this point, and I'm trying to make the pivot of all things to YouTube. And I'd love to be able to keep creating content exactly like this for you guys and make a living while doing it. So if you want to help me out, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, send this to as many friends as you can, and then if you're really generous and you have money to spare and a better job than I do, even consider heading on over to my Patreon. I have a couple of things up there right now, and I have several plans for the Patreon in the future, but right now, if you sign up, you'll be part of my legacy, I suppose, and you get your name at the end of every video. And as soon as I'm monetized, I promise to release an extra special thank you video. I have no idea what that's going to be, but that's because monetization feels like it's 1,000 miles away. If you can help make that dream even just a little bit closer for me, I would greatly appreciate it. I love you guys so much. I love all the support that I've had so far. It's been amazing. I can't thank you guys enough. And now we'll get back to Now we'll get back to watching The Watchers. It was at this point in the movie that I was both riveted and tired. Second time around, I was mostly tired. Once we were out of the forest and the twist was satisfactorily revealed, I felt like all the bite was taken out of these CGI monstrosities. Honestly, on the plane, I remember being glued to my screen. On a second watch, though, it didn't really hold up. The movie ends with Mina telling Madeline the truth about her origins, Madeline accepting her true identity as half fairy and then growing wings for some reason, and flying off into the sunset to be Mina's new guardian angel?
I think Madeline still hangs around, watching me. She takes different forms. A little girl sometimes.
Mina reconnects with her twin sister and, for some reason, finally forgives herself for causing her mother's death? I think we may have lost that thread somewhere along the way. Maybe that was for the best. I can't believe we're at the age where we need a child actress for Dakota Fanning, because there's never going to be a child actress like Dakota Fanning. And so seeing a child actress play a role that she would have played when she was a child, honestly, tragic. Honestly, I don't remember how I felt about this movie on the plane when it was over. I do remember that we had far, far too long left in the flight. On the rewatch, though, I was just glad to be done with it. Maybe that's the deal with airplane movies. You're trapped there. Yes. You've nothing better to do. Yes. Captive audience. Yes. But also I'm able to focus on the movie fully. No phone, no interruptions, because Norse doesn't have a beverage service and you have to order drinks on the screen, and we didn't figure that out until the flight home. But most importantly, there's nothing better you could be doing. Nothing. On a rewatch, though, I was antsy for the movie to end because I wanted to go outside and stretch my legs and touch some grass. But on the plane, the longer that the movie was, the less time I had left on the plane. And that made the rest of the movie that much more engaging. Which I think there's something there. A bigger commentary about attention span and phones and always being available. But to me, it just kind of sounds like the reason that we used to make a lot more shitty and just okay movies. Your attention span is a turf war for entertainment. You literally never have to be bored. So if you're going to watch something all the way through, you're only going to want to do that with something that's earned it. And clearly, The Watchers did not. As for me, if you've watched this far into the video, thank you so much, because it is the very end. I really hope you hit that subscribe button and stick around, and even consider becoming a member of my Lorikeet flock by signing up at patreon.com/LauraTheLorikeet. See ya!